and I'm so thankful that I actually reached out. I feel like so much lighter. Hey, welcome to Vlogmas Day 7. In case you're wondering where Day 6 went, I did a little sneakaroo and snuck in the Writer's Hive video that was on my channel yesterday where we talked about gifts for writers, for the writers in your life. So be sure to watch that if you haven't already. And today is going to be a little more of a chatty video about some things that have been happening. So in case you don't know who I am, my name is Katlyn Duncan and I am a hybrid author, which means I've published both traditional and independent books, and you can check some of them out right here. And I sort of left you on a cliffhanger on Vlogmas Day 5 when I was talking about some things that were happening this month. I have all intentions of finishing my second book in the Life After series. This was a book that was reverted back to me in 2020. It's my debut series, and this is the second book, so I am doing a little bit of a hybrid Frankensteining of a new draft and some of the old words and kind of putting it all together. And I've been struggling. In case that wasn't apparent, I was struggling a lot with this book, with edits ever since I went to the Highlights Foundation for my writer's retreat. There was just something off about this book specifically, and I think I really had to come to the realization of the amount of time that I actually have. Not to go over the backstory again with this book, but I just constantly was thinking, like, why is this so much harder? Why is this not working? I've written a lot of books, I've ghostwritten a lot of books, and this one specifically, it just came down to time. I don't have a lot of time lately with my day job and taking care of my family, and something had to give. And this is not talking about quitting in the sense of quitting books, quitting writing. This is just sort of slowing down a bit and quitting the plan that I had for myself for this book and for most of this year in 2022. So previously, when I was with my publisher, really all I had to do was write the books. I write the books, I edit the books, someone else handles everything. Now that I am my own publisher, it's a lot more responsibility, it takes up a lot more time. I can't work on that schedule anymore. And the only thing that was really pushing me back from being able to say, hey, I can't do this, is that I had a commitment to my editor, my developmental / line editor, who I worked with Soul Taken. She read my book way when it first came out in 2013, and she loved it, so I thought now that she's editing, she'd be the perfect person, and she was so fantastic with the first book. And to be perfectly honest, I had already pushed her back with this book once before, and I was like, I cannot do that again. I can't take someone who's, like, for me, someone who's in a freelance position, I don't want to be the one that, like, prevents them from, like, eating or paying their bills. Like, freelance positions, I used to be in one with ghostwriting, so I totally get, like, the money is so unstable, and that just, like, killed me to do this. But I had a conversation with an author friend of mine who is a bit of a mentor for me, and I laid it all out there, all of my thoughts and fears and everything, and I just wanted to know what to do because I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to give my editor a book that was not my best work at the time. I didn't want to waste her time, and I also didn't want to waste my money, and I just wasn't sure what to do. Basically what it came down to was sort of reaching out to this editor again and talking to her about my issues. She is also a mom and she's also a writer, so I put all my feelings out there and was very apologetic and basically said, like, if you don't want to ever work with me again, I totally understand, and it turned out fine. Like, she wrote a very lovely email back, and she's like, of course I still want to work with you, and she had such lovely things to say, and we sort of came up with a different game plan for the book. Currently I'm totally deadline free when it comes to this book. When it comes to Vlogmas in December and everything, I've come up with a new plan. So she was very, very lovely, and I absolutely love her, and I'm so thankful that I actually reached out. I feel like so much lighter, and that all happened like right before I was like decorating the tree, which you saw on day 5, and it was just a wonderful experience with kiddo to do all the decorating without this weighing on me, because every single free minute since November 1st has been about this book. And it's just been very overwhelming. And I usually have a lot of time, as I mentioned, for reading and puzzles and all that. And I just haven't been doing that, and I really needed that break because I was getting very overwhelmed, and then the prospect of looking at the whole rest of the month was just even more overwhelming. And I plan to like take off the last 2 weeks of December from my books and sort of just be inspired. Like if I wanted to get up at 5 in the morning, I get up at 5 in the morning and work on my books. If I didn't, I didn't want to. So I just really needed that reset, and with the way that I was going with everything, I wasn't going to be able to have that time off, and it was really, really painful for me. So I'm so grateful for my editor for having the conversation with me. I'm excited that I'll have more time to think about this book, and I'll have more time to work on it. So in terms of my intentions for the rest of the month, I'm absolutely going to finish this book by the end of the month, but I'm going to finish this draft. I'm not going to have it sparkly clean, ready for an editor at all. So it's still, I'm still on deadline. I'm still going to be working on my book. Don't worry, I'm not quitting. I'm just quitting my plan. So I had a lot of plans for 2022, and now that basically has created a clean slate for 2022, I have intentions what I want to be doing, which I will go into another day during Vlogmas, but I did want to like sort of clear the air in that sense. And I also wanted to sort of say to you, as my mentor had said to me, if something doesn't feel right when it comes to your books or publishing or anything like that, reach out to friends, journal about it, talk it out, because sometimes that sort of helps reset. And as long as you're honest with the people in your life and the professionals that you employ as freelancers, whether they're editors or cover designers or formatters or proofreaders or whoever, just be very honest. I'm not the type of person who like says I'm gonna do something and then doesn't do it. It usually has to be a very good reason. And going to the brink of burnout, to me, is a very good reason. And not enjoying the holidays with my family is a very good reason. And I know that this book will be better for it because I already have a lot of ideas on what I want to do with this book. As I've been revising this, I know that it's not as good as it can be, and I just need the space to think about it, actively think about it. And I've already started to come up with ways that I can do that, so we'll see how that turns out. I also wanted to mention that the other day I had put on my community tab, I want to start talking to you in these vlogs. So I have an AMA request. If you have any questions for me about publishing or life balance or productivity or anything like that, feel free to ask. I'm going to go through these questions. I already have a few right now. On a different day, I'm just gonna maybe do one a day or something depending on how many I get. So I'm gonna put the link to that community post in the description. So feel free to ask any questions as long as it's appropriate, and I think you can figure out what's appropriate. I'd be happy to answer them the best that I can, and I will probably start doing those tomorrow. Just today has been crazy and sort of a reorganization of my mind. I figured I would put that out there in case you want to pick my brain about anything specific. I'd love to answer your questions. So that's it for the chatty part. Now we're gonna get to the advent calendar. So I think I've decided to put this advent calendar on this empty shelf on my bookshelf. I did a big decluttering recently, and I think it's a cute spot to put it. So we're gonna open day number 2. All right, this was a little difficult to open yesterday, so I'll probably push this forward. Oh, it's a green one today. It was red yesterday. So let's see who we have here. All right, so, oh, it looks like Jim. I'm very surprised. I thought we were gonna get all the ships later on. How cute, hey Jim. So I'm gonna put him down with Michael Scott. Look how cute they are. Oh my gosh, they are adorable. I love this advent calendar. Thank you so much for watching today. It was a little bit different, not as much B-roll and fun vlog stuff, but I did want to chat with you about what's been going on in my mind, and I do feel lighter for it. So as I mentioned, if you are feeling these feelings at any point in the process, be sure to reach out to someone or jot down your thoughts or anything like that, because I promise you will feel so much better. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow.